Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmospheric of our world around us, and this time we will touch a topic which is quite general. We will discuss the problem of complete emancipation of our business political, because no longer cultural elites, from the societies. One of the good and very, I would say, sharp examples nowadays for the complete emancipation of elite from the societies they are allegedly ruling, especially political elite, is United Kingdom. Since recently they have a prime minister who comes from the family that came originally from India, and he has a wife who is also coming from the same country as his parents, but she even doesn't have British passport. And the guy, the current prime minister of England, who was not elected in the popular voting, he was elected within the some rochades and faction fightings in between the currently ruling party of Great Britain. So population of England didn't have anything to say. And coming back to the prime minister himself, there is another fragment very important, that he is paying his taxes from this what's known not in UK but somewhere else, most likely in the United States. So we see that these people are completely disconnected from the countries and societies they are allegedly ruling. Why I said allegedly? Because it's obvious that when we reach such situation, these people are completely dependent on the shark of the business. Nowadays, IT companies and many other big corporations that are trying to use the states and their structures to simply feed on them and earn as much as possible on existing structures of the nations and states. And this is this manager option, because managers, as we know, were disconnected from the owners of the company. Actually, owners of the big company in recent decades disconnected from the companies, and they are not ruling them. They are hiring the managers for short term, for few years, and they expect them only to increase the profit of the companies. So that's why we have such irresponsible decisions that are ruining our societies, because these people do not think about the future like democratic politicians, because they think only in the within the scope of few years, so another term maybe, and their decisions are not responsible and are not long-term uh, decisions that are good for the society. They are not solving real problems. So we see that such politics will not finish well, and the emancipation of elites within the current so-called democratic societies from the society these politicians are allegedly ruling is complete. And another example is now the current fresh leader of Scottish National Party, that for many recent decades it's only a joke. Previous leader also was a joke, and this was what was happening in Scotland. Like the rapist who was arrested suddenly, he recalled to himself that he is a woman, so he started declaring himself as a woman. He was, of course, closed within the arrests within the custody for women. So sorry, this was not good. So now they have the leader of Scottish National Party, and the leader is of Pakistani origin. Maybe he is a Scot nationalist, but I don't think so. He didn't have time to prove it. But it shows us how Madhouse is progressing. Simply, I still recall the quotation I quote from the memory by the author of the book Little Prince, Mr. Antoine Saint-Exupéry, who said we shouldn't allow the we shouldn't allow the worms to be able to breed, because if they breed too much, there will be always a group of people who will defend it and prize it. And exactly we reach this state. And many now democratic, especially politicians, behave like colonial officials who are serving the powers from outside. And after their terms, they are hoping that for being obedient to the decisions that's serving the powers from outside, like big corporations or other bigger states, I would say larger states, than this one that they are allegedly ruling, that after fulfilling their, in quotation, duties, they will get some positions in some offices, parliaments, or maybe being a vice CAO of some not important branch of big company. That's why they are selling everybody and everything. So here we see how after the management option that took over big corporations, how especially democratic politicians got disconnected from the societies they are allegedly ruling, and everyone is only grabbing and disconnecting everything from everything. So we see that sooner or later we will have a situation when everything will fire back and people will look for the leaders from their own groups, and we will have again the rise of another ism like communism, like Nazism, and so on, maybe with different shades, and so on and so on, and other isms, so other ideologies that people will create to just get a power or and hope to be better represented in the government. Very, I would say, turbulent times are coming, because I don't see that current system will change within the next few years. So still this pathological situation will continue, so frustration among population will grow, and there will be accumulated anger, and it will be released uh, on a political stage. This I'm more and more sure. Especially it will happen because of the economic difficulties are only growing in recent days. Days, weeks, months, and years. So let's hope that these turbulences will not be so big, but I don't think so. We will live in interesting times. And this emancipation of elite from the societies is even much more profound than the one which was existing in some countries like France, Great Britain, or Imperial Russia, where elite was not even speaking the same language as majority of people before the First World War. Now this disconnection is, I think, even more profound. So the consequences can be even more profound. We will see what will happen, but for sure we will live in interesting times. All the best, have a nice day, bye.